Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for mid-October 2022. We're going to jump right in here, Libra, and we're going to do basically a past, a present, and in between, and a future reading right here. I'm using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, if you're wondering what deck that is. I'm also going to, for the past position, I'm going to be using the Before Tarot, which is this deck right here. In the future, or I should say the present position, I'm just going to use the regular old Rider-Waite right here. And in the in-between position, I'm going to be using the In-Between Tarot. How creative, right? So this is going to be right here. This deck represents in between two energies, basically. So it represents in between two cards. And that's what we're going to use there. And then in the last row, for the future position, we're going to use the After Tarot. I'm thinking about doing much bigger versions of this for the 2023 reading. So definitely let me know what you think of this here, Libra. But in your current general energies, or I should say in the past position, you have this Rebellion card and this Fulfillment card. So I feel like a lot of you have been kind of trying to find fulfillment in some area of your life. I feel like there was like an immature situation in your life. For some of you it could be love, but I don't think it only has to do with love. I feel this has to do with money for a lot of you, because you go Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles in your first diagonal here. So going this direction, it's like you tried to make something lead to fulfillment financially, and it just didn't lead to fulfillment, or, it led you to maybe, feeling left out in the cold to the Five of Pentacles. So you have the Page of Pentacles, Three of Wands, and you do have the Queen of Pentacles here as well. It's kind of interesting. In the Before Tarot, the Queen of Pentacles, there's like a snake reaching out with that pentacle. And it's like, I'm wondering if you were tempted by something, or, if this could be like getting involved with like a get-rich-quick scheme or something that didn't work out for you. It's crazy how these line up, because you even go Queen of Pentacles, right? It's like she's being offered the pentacle, she takes the pentacle, but it leads to Five of Swords, a separation. So, this could have been something that you saw as a resourceful opportunity. And it could have also been with a person, for some of you, I'm getting, where maybe they promised you expansion in some area of your life, like a commitment. You have the Three of Wands here. That's why I'm saying it. It's almost like something didn't get off the ground. So take it how it resonates. You thought something was going to provide fulfillment. It didn't. That's like the simplest way I could break down this row. It's in actually the whole reading, really. So, what I would say is that something didn't get off the ground here. Three of Wands, like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. But I almost feel like someone kept you waiting. Or, again, for some of you, I feel this is definitely financial. So it could be a financial situation that just didn't work out the way that you intended. And now you're trying to find fulfillment financially. And, you're trying to gather your resources. You have the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like I don't know. I feel like if there's like a positive of this situation, it's that you probably learned a lot with the Page of Pentacles, or, you probably, I would just say you probably learned a lot. I also feel that you could be, taking this information forward and looking for new opportunities. So I definitely like to see that at the very least. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups right next to the King of Cups. See, there's like a new person coming in for you. I really feel that you need to remember, whatever this past situation is, love or otherwise, I feel like you need to, don't dwell on it, right? But, take the knowledge forward. I always say, like, we shouldn't be, like, ruminating on things and just, like, constantly reliving mistakes that we made. But I do feel we should be taking the information forward, right? The knowledge, the wisdom, the things that we learned. I also feel it would be a good time to take care of yourself here, Libra. But right next to it, you have the King of Cups here. So I feel there's, like, a new love coming in for you. With the Three of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, funny enough, is my card of a get-rich-quick scheme. So, is my card of rushing into something, or, making a hasty decision, right? So I feel like something didn't go according to plan in the past, and maybe you felt rushed into a situation, or, again, it could be, if you're dealing with, if this is a person you were dealing with, maybe they thought things were going to work out differently and it just didn't. You have the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Definitely regrets in the situation. Again, pretty straightforward reading, this first part of it. I think you're just moving on to something bigger and better, but you definitely had to learn something in your life. Next, you have in the current general energies, you have this negotiation card and this defense card. Pretty crazy because almost everyone has had that negotiation card. I feel that for some of you, you're kind of trying to negotiate with yourself. I would say that it would, clearly, like I said, almost everyone's had this card. So I feel intuitively it could just be a good time to negotiate. And this could be like your salary. It could be if you're buying something expensive like a car or a house, maybe you want to negotiate with this energy. It kind of just says there could be some wiggle room. The defense card is like, I feel like you're not open to negotiating with this past person if it's a person. So I just feel like it's saying the defense is saying that you're not open to doing that. You have the King of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. I feel there's some sort of celebration coming in for you. I do feel this could be a new person right here, this King of Cups. So if you're looking for love, I definitely feel there's like new love potential coming in for you. I feel like it's something very optimistic, something happy, something that makes you feel happy as well. For others, this is just popping into my head as a change. There are some cards in the tarot that I personally use as clue cards. And the King of Cups to me can be a clue for like a move or travel. To me, I call him the home. So I feel for some of you, this could be a clue that you're making a change. And I feel like you're gathering the resources to do it with the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you have the Queen of Pentacles twice. I'm not so sure how I feel about that first Queen of Pentacles. But this one here, it's almost like you don't want to repeat a mistake, which, who does, of course. But, I kind of feel that you could be being presented with a new opportunity in your life. It could be new love. It could be new business or something like that. And, again, I feel you're kind of like remembering, sorry, wrong camera. I feel like you're remembering this past situation right here where you were offered something, but it was like a snake in the grass, So I almost see these as two different opportunities. And this is the one from the past. This is a new opportunity. And it's kind of reminding you of something from the past. I'm getting a weird message here on the Three of Wands. I feel like you need to pay attention to how it makes you feel. That's not what the Three of Cups represents. But Three of Cups is a celebration. And I also feel like, Three of Cups, sometimes I think, it's another card that is like a clue card to me. To me, it can represent like having a muse, having something that motivates you to action. And so I would say that, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles energy is saying that there could be an opportunity, love or otherwise, coming in for you. It's like you're looking at it, and you're saying to yourself, like, do I need to pay attention to the warning signs? There's this rabbit right here. The rabbit on the Queen of Pentacles represents fear and anxiety. And I feel like you could be saying to yourself, like, do I focus on the pentacle? Is this a warning? Let's see. So you could be being a little bit defensive with that defense card. But again, is that a bad thing? I'd say probably not, based off of a past experience. You have the Queen of Swords, cautiously optimistic. So I feel like your sword is up, but your hand is out. You're willing to entertain opportunities at this time. I feel like you're willing to see where things go, but you're also, kind of being cautiously optimistic, which again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Starseed. I feel like you're healing. You're definitely in a different position than you were in the past. I feel like you need to pay attention to kind of like results as well. It's like maybe you got into a get-rich-quick scheme in the past and you're thinking about building a new business now for the future, but it's like, what did you learn that made something kind of like a fly-by-night opportunity? I always tell people, really, I'd say that just based off the astrology, no get-rich-quick schemes, right? If something claims that's going to make you like $1 billion overnight, it's probably not going to work just based off the astrology. But if something says, if you're working on a business that's going to take you a lifetime to build, then that's a different story. And, I kind of feel that this star is saying you need to think more long-term. The star is about having a North Star. It's about having a purpose. And again, I really get that on that Three of Cups. The Three of Cups to me is kind of like a card of, for whatever reason, it's popping into my head as having like a muse. But again, sometimes I think if we have a purpose, like a reason why we're doing whatever we're doing, then it motivates us and it keeps us working for the rest of our lives towards whatever we're doing. And that's how I'm seeing this reading. Yeah, but look at this. With the Three Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. Some of you could have been dealing with an inconsistent person in the past. But so again, if this was a person, I feel like you're just moving away from it in general, plain and simple. But the Knight of Wands is also a card of moving towards your desires. He just desires to do something and he does it. He doesn't really care how he gets there. He's also willing to be spontaneous. You end with the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is definitely jumping out to me in your reading. I feel like it's saying that you need to realize that if you're working towards something long term, if you're building something that is going to last for a long time, that you need to be flexible. And that's kind of the feeling I get with that Temperance energy, is that it's saying be flexible in, you know, how you create whatever you're creating. At the same time, I feel like something big has transformed in your life, because on this Temperance card, it's like he's gotten his result. I'll show you that in a minute. Next, you have this Empathy card and this Optimism card. I feel, again, that there could be like a very optimistic connection coming in for you. And again, I feel like the person you're attracting, King of Cups, would be very empathetic, you know, would be, and would also possibly be optimistic as well. So I feel that those are two traits that you could be looking for. Even though it's a King of Cups, I kind of feel like it could be a fire sign. You have Sagittarius here about 20 times. So it could be a Sagittarius that is coming in for you here. Yeah, you have Sag like at least 3 times here. So like I said, it could be a Sagittarius 4 times, I should say. But again, I feel like this person's very optimistic, and that's something that could stand out to you. I also feel like you need to kind of pay attention to things that make you feel optimistic, you know, with this energy. You have the, again, this is the In-Between Tarot. So you have in between the 4 Swords and 5 of Swords, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. You know, I kind of really like this. I don't like this 5 of Swords, although, you know, some of you could be thinking about a heartbreak or sadness or something like that. I would be careful of like trying to get revenge on something. It's definitely popping into my head with this card. You know, I always say that just, you know, success is the best revenge. So that's what I would be focusing on here, is your own personal success. I wouldn't allow someone to be taking up too much time in your head. You know, again, I think when we want revenge, we're allowing that person to control our own brain for like too long. So I feel like this is saying it's time to like let go of a past situation. With the Queen of Wands and King of Wands, love this. I feel like you're stepping into that King of Wands energy. I do feel, again, there could be a very passionate fire sign or a very passionate connection coming in for you if you're looking for love. Could be a Sag, but again, could be any fire sign as far as I'm concerned. But what I would say here is I also feel like this is your energy. It's like you're becoming more sure of yourself. I feel like you're becoming more certain, more confident. But, you know, it's not just confidence. I feel like there's much more going on here. I feel like you're more bold, more assertive. You're kind of like ready to take action on things that you need to take action on. And again, I feel like you're trusting yourself more. It's like going from the Queen of Wands. She doesn't have any salamanders on her cloak, as I always say. And salamanders represent protection from fire in the tarot. But the King of Wands, he has salamanders on his cloak. So he's kind of like protected from risk. The 5 of Swords is my card of taking a risk. And so I feel it could be a time for you to do that. You go from the 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles. It's kind of funny how this is popping into my head, because 5 of Pentacles being left out in the cold, of course. But, you know, I almost feel like 6 of Pentacles is planting seeds. So maybe you have felt like you don't know what to do in life or what direction to move in. But I feel like that 6 of Pentacles is saying you're starting to find some solutions. You're starting to be willing to kind of at least experiment, right? 6 of Pentacles is like planting seeds. So sometimes I feel with the 6 of Pentacles, we have to plant a bunch of seeds, and then we have to see what grows, and then we have to take care of whatever seeds sprout, right? So you could be like experimenting a lot, which again, it is a time of experimentation. We're entering into the age of Aquarius, and I literally preach this all the time, that I think people need to be experimenting as much as possible. Just look at my channel. It is one big experiment, right? I'm constantly trying new things, right? And again, the seeds that sprout, the things that work, I keep doing those things. The things that don't work, I get rid of. Plain and simple. But I'm also flexible, right? There are experiments I've run multiple times. Temperance, where it's like I try something else. I do like the same thing, the same experiment, because I feel like it's going to work, but I just try it in a different way. So, you know, I feel like that Temperance card is, and also the Knight of Wands here, is kind of like saying you might plant some seeds that you're really passionate about, and maybe you need to try like a couple of times to get them to grow. And I definitely feel that for you here. With the, you cannot make this up. With the 4 swords and the 5 swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. How crazy is that? You have the Queen of Pentacles 3 times in this diagonal, which is just absolutely crazy to me. It's almost like there's something you've been holding on to for a very long time, but I'm not talking about a person here, and I also don't think like this is a bad thing. I think this could be like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability. You also can't make this up because every freaking reading I do for you, Libra, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I almost feel like this is something that's like, again, a talent, gift, skill, or ability, or something you hold close to your chest that could make you very successful. I feel like how many times, right? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I think people don't realize how valuable their information is, right? How many times have you been on like TikTok and you see a video that has like blown up, right? With someone giving some advice and you're just like, that's just like average advice at best, right? That's not very impressive, right? If you have ever said that, then I feel like this is saying that there could be some advice, there could be some information, there could be some things that would really make you very successful. But you need to like share those things. It's almost like there's something like that. Like, especially if you're saying to yourself, like, oh, this person over here does my job. They get paid more than me, but they're not as good as me. And I think it's because something has to come out of you. And I hope that makes sense. With the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. Not ready to give up on something here. I feel like for some of you, it's pretty simple. I feel like you're not ready to give up on love, which is good. Definitely Wounded Warrior, but Queen of Swords, she kind of is like the Wounded Warrior. Again, she has, her hand out, but she's got that sword up. She will chop a MFer, right? She'll chop their head right off. So, I feel like you're kind of Wounded Warrior. Again, I wouldn't be too closed off, but if you want love, obviously, if you don't, then never mind. But if you want love, then I would open up a little bit here. With that 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, you have the Strength card. Strength is a daily practice. I always say that the strength card it represents strength, patience, like all those things, but it also represents something you have to do every single day, right? If you want to get big muscles, you can't just like lift weights once and then get big muscles. You have to do it, pretty much every single day. Maybe not every day, but I don't know. Clearly, I'm not a fitness expert, right? So, whatever, but, just giving you a story here. I feel like for a lot of you, this is something that you have to work on pretty much every single day. And again, just look at my channel. I do experiments every single day. So that's what I would be doing with the Strength card. I would be trying different ways of getting, pretty much anything in your life to work. And, to me, that's really the name of the game for the rest of your life here, Libra. Next, at the end here, you have this Caution card and you have this Criticism card. I wouldn't be too worried about this. To me, this is Mars retrograde. We have Mars going retrograde at the end of the month. And I would just say that Mars retrograde, gossip, people talking behind your back and things like that. Or there could just be, people could be overly critical of you. I would just completely ignore it. I always tell people during retrogrades, during Mars retrograde, it's like creating conflict because of these things will always come back to bite you. So I always tell people just ignore it. And again, you will always be vindicated after the Mars retrograde, right? So it's like one of those things where, yeah, maybe take some time. Mars is a pain in the ass. It's good. We're basically dealing with the retrograde till the middle of March or the end of March practically with the shadow. And, what I would say is it's annoying, but you're always vindicated. You're always going to be okay. So I feel like this is just saying don't gossip and things like that. You have the 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, and the Temperance card. I actually feel this Temperance card is the most important card you have here. You can see that there is a dove finally flying out of his cup. It's like he's done the work. He's transformed something into what he's always wanted. I feel like you could be transforming into what you've always wanted, or you're transforming at least some aspect of your life into what you've always wanted. I love this because I feel like you're finally getting the result. You even have the 3 of Pentacles. And again, I feel like the 3 of Pentacles is almost just saying, like, you've done a good job. 3 of Pentacles is a card of kind of like quality work, quality effort. It is a card of quality work. So I kind of feel like you're being rewarded for quality work or for like the good things that you have done in your life. You also have the 7 of Cups. I would just focus at this time. I feel there are a lot of distractions. I mean, Neptune and Pisces, I think I was doing a reading, I don't know, like months ago, where I was saying something where I kind of feel like we're entering into this time where it's just like in the news and all that other stuff. I would be careful because I feel like there are going to be a lot of moments that are just like where it's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. Like I was doing a meditation. I remember this reading where I was saying this because in the meditation, I was like, look at this, look at this. Like things were like flashing like all over the place is the best way I could describe it. So I would just be careful of sensationalism, especially with the astrology, any distractions, anything like flashing, right? I feel like you need to focus on exactly what you want in your life with that 7 of Cups. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you need to put the distractions to sleep, is what I would say. Definitely could be experiencing an ending for some of you, but again, I feel like the ending you've experienced is whatever that beginning false start is. So is it that big of a deal? No. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict and competition, but again, I feel like if you're focusing on the competition, then that's not a good thing. I don't know where I was going with that, but what I would say is Three of Pentacles just says, like, focus on your work, right? Just do the work, do what you're doing, and keep pushing forward because you will be successful. With the Temperance card, you cannot make this stuff up. You have the Three of Cups. Again, you have that Three of Cups, and I said I was talking about the Temperance card on the Three of Cups. Like I said, there's something inspiring for you, and it could be anything. For some people, I feel like the Three of Cups could be like children, for example. Not really what the card means, but again, intuitively, sometimes I see this as a muse, like something that motivates us to action. It's like sometimes you have children, you get super motivated because you have to take care of them, right? So it could be like a person that you're in love with that motivates you. It could be anything, but I feel like something is entering into your life that, or again, you could already have this, but something has motivated you here. We're going to pull 3 yes/no question. Or no, we're not. We're going to do one question. It's going to be like a personalish reading. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. And, feel free to pause this reading if you need to think of your question. And I'm going to answer it as if I know what your question is. But pause this reading because I'm looking at the cards right now and I'm about to read them off. Pause it or forever hold your peace. You have the Four of Wands, the Magician, and the Temperance card. Definitely could be trying to attract love into your life. Crazy, you have the Temperance like twice. Could be a Sag coming in for you. The Four of Wands is also a card of freedom, but I feel like there's some sort of new beginning coming in after this transformation that you have at the end here with that Temperance card, because Four of Wands is kind of like a card of completion. To me, it's like a finish line card. It looks like a finish line here. They're celebrating on the other side of this portal here. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like you're manifesting something you want, which makes sense, or whatever you're asking about. But the Temperance card, I almost feel like it is saying exactly what I said in the reading. I almost feel like it's saying, don't give up. I feel like it's saying, keep manifesting what you've been trying to manifest and keep working at it. Like I said, I do feel there is an element of, again, planting seeds, but also maybe needing to try multiple ways to get something to work. Knight of Wands, very spontaneous, right? And again, Temperance, mixing the cups together, willing to mix things together to create alchemy, to turn something into gold. So I literally feel that you could be going through a transformation and it's going to turn things into gold for you. So love it. Looks amazing. But thank you for being here, Libra. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your month.